Welcome back to the Bachelor Kitchen, and we're going to be making today some hard apple cider and some homemade white wine. We're going to go through this pretty quick. We have the hard cider here, called the apple juice is going to be turned into hard cider, and here we have the white grape juice is going to be turned into white wine. And here we have the different yeasts that I've got. This is wine yeast that I bought from the local brew store. And what I did is I separated it out into threes, and we have the apple separations here that's going to be going into the gallon containers, and then we have the lesser amounts going into the grape containers, so it's all proportionate as far as the yeast contents. And alright, so let's get brewing. What we're going to do is we need to take some room off the tops of these. So we're going to take these 16 ounces off the top. This way it gives some room at the top so it can brew and do its thing. Just throw that in there. And let's do this while we're at it. Lids anymore either, so get rid of those. Now we need a lot of sugar, so we're going to use 2 cups of sugar for each of these 2, and I think I need to take out a little bit more out of each of these. We're going to be putting 2 cups in. So let's get with the 2 cups. All this sugar is going to be converted into alcohol inside of here, plus the natural sugars that are inside these containers. That's what the yeast does, makes alcohol. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to heat the apple juice up with the sugar so it kind of goes clear. And then we're going to, it's going to make it easier so it can all incorporate easier inside of its container so you don't get any sugar sediment on the bottom. It'll be much more thoroughly incorporated. By the way, this spoon was sanitized. We have our sanitizing bucket over here with everything sanitized. It's going to touch the brew, so we're good to go there. Waiting for this to go clear so I can dump it back in to its container. It usually helps if I turn the right burner on. Alright, that looks pretty good. Put this back in the sanitizer. Get the funnel. One down, several more to go. Turn the correct burner on from the get-go here. Got the apple juice part done. Let's set these. Just leave them there. Not any room. Okay. Roll with the grape now. Get rid of part of the grape. With the grape, we're not going to put 2 cups of sugar in because there's only half a gallon. We're going to put just a cup of sugar in for the grape. going. The last one. Alright, so we ran out of memory card space there for a second, and so we had to dump that file on my computer so we can do the second half of our brew. As you can see, we're pretty much where we left off. We have our containers full of sugar, and we are ready to get going on the second half here. We're gonna add the yeast. First one, we have grape. Okay. And we're going to try our hardest not to spill the yeast. You know, I forgot to do a hydrometer reading. We'll do a hydrometer reading on its twin here in just a second. I'm supposed to do the hydrometer readings before you add the yeast. So let me slide its twin out here. Grab my hydrometer. And this is going to tell us the potential alcohol content. As you can see, we have the different percentages. These are the different alcohol content potentials here. And let's go ahead and throw this in here and see what happens. Okay, so it's floating off the bottom, which is good. And let me see if we can see the percentages here. Looks like, where are we at? It's right around the 15% line. So that's a ton of alcohol potential, 15% potential alcohol. And what's you're gonna be able to tell the actual alcohol content after it's been brewing for a while. You do another hydrometer reading, and it should be up here closer to the level of just actual water, which is 0. So the closer it gets up to 0, shows that the sugar's been converted into alcohol. So you can get a better idea on how much alcohol actually converted into your container. So we're going about 15% on the wine, and let's see what we got on the apple. Then you give the hydrometer a spin, that way that no air bubbles lock to the side, throwing your readings off. And let me see if we can see the percentages over here. Looks like it's between 10 and 15, so we'll call that about 13% alcohol potential on the apple juice. Alright, so we have the yeast in this one now, and since these holes don't fit regular airlocks, like this is, you know, your regular airlock, you would put a bung on it and it would go in the hole and adhere itself there. Since we don't have that, we are going to go with the Jimmy Rig balloon method, which worked awesome last time. So we're going to keep the coffee filter on there to keep any particulates out of the way. I sterilized these balloons earlier in my sterilizing tank, and now the trick of getting these balloons on. Let's try it again. Alright, and that is it for this one. Go ahead and sit this down here. One of my finished bottles of brew. That's where it's going to end up brewing for the next week or so. Let's get the next grape going. And these balloons actually inflate partially throughout the brewing process, so they'll be standing up like partially inflated balloons in the next few days. Alright, so we got that should work. Okay, the apple's going. Got that one. Sterilize this again. All right. Looks like we are good to go. And so anyway, that's how you make some Bachelor Kitchen homebrew, and we should be having some really good high alcohol content, really great tasting white wine. I brewed some earlier. This is the apple from, I bottled this on February 1st. It's already clarified. You can see it's clear already. And This is the white wine from bottling it on February 1st also. It's also very clear. They taste very good and it's a huge success. Anyway, thanks for joining me in Bachelor Kitchen and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.